Go. Good morning, Dr. Brad. It's
No.
I guess you have a short you want to cover today. I don't have my I have my cup
Oh,
right
my.
over there. You've got show the audience your cup. And I guess we have a website where we're selling these now, right?
Yes, the merchandising, it's naturallawinstitute.org.
And we apparently sell t-shirts and cups, and we've got little I don't know,
Also, patches.
patches.
Brandon opened up a Substack for the Natural Law Institute as well.
I saw that. Brandon sort of, feels we have, I guess he hasn't said, Brandon doesn't tell you what he's going to do. He just goes and makes this shit happen, right? So
I like that.
So, which I find.
I don't know about the silent part, but the part of making shit happen, that's good.
Yes. So,
I wanted to make a short because I have a rat experiment, because Curt mentioned this, that there's hope for me because I solved an IT problem, which was the spam was getting me from a few websites this morning, and I was able to figure out how to turn it off, and then turned it off all by myself.
Wow.
Very successful. And anyway, Curt said there's hope for you yet. And I said, there is a rat experiment that needs to be discussed here.
Okay.
And this is the short.
This ought to be interesting.
I'm actually quite fond of rat experiments, rats and mice. They prove to be quite instructive. So this one is from the 50s. The psychology people were quite cruel to the poor rats, but they were able to learn a lot through sacrificing these animals.
You mean sort of like how the current government does to white folk?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, sorry. I'll stop interrupting you.
It's all right. So in this experiment, what you need to do is get 2 Norwegian rats that are from wild variety. They're not familiar with laboratories and scientists.
Mm-hmm.
And then you throw one of them in a bucket with water.
Yes.
And you measure the time it takes for him to drown, which is about 20 minutes, as I recall. And then you discard the body and throw in the second victim. And you let him go for about 19 minutes when he's just about to drown. And then you rescue him and dry him off and warm him up and throw him back in and see how long it takes for him to drown. And the second time you drown him, since you failed to drown him the first time because you rescued him, you discovered that he lives for about 3 hours and change. And the end of the experiment is, this conclusion of the experiment is that it takes hope.
Mm-hmm.
When the rat has some belief that you might rescue him, he's willing to try harder.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the story. Hope is of the most valuable commodities.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of this short, Curt.
Well, that you can, that's the extreme measure, right? The hope is the extreme measure, but it's what the purpose of all high trust quality behavior is, right? It makes you willing to try, right? It extends the scope of your trying. So if you do that, we get high trust societies out of longer and longer periods where we're willing to try.
Which is why I work with the Natural Law Institute. And we will point at our websites right now at the end of this. This truly short. It truly meets the definition of short, I think, which is naturallawinstitute.com and naturallawinstitute.org for the merchandise, and then the Natural Law Substack.
Mm-hmm. Natural Law Institute Substack, yeah.
I don't know what the, hang on. Let me check it. Now I'm checking it, Curt. Good Lord.
I just got it the other.
Natural Law NLI Institute Substack. Natural Law Institute Substack. You are correct, as always.
I don't know about that. Anyway, all right. So thank you for that quick one. Is that all you got to say, Brad?
That's all I've got on that subject.
Well, I'm gonna hit the end recording so I don't have to edit this out.
That's good.